It's the 2021 USA Lacrosse Fall Classic live here on Lax Sports Network. Hello, everybody, from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Alongside Ryan Powell, I am Tom Eschen. We've got the national champs here today, Ryan. Virginia taking on Canada in the first of 4 games we'll have for you here today. I mean, Ryan, put yourself right there in front of Lars Tiffany right now. What are you thinking for Virginia here in this fall season as they come off another national championship this spring?
Hey, no need to wait till spring lacrosse to get tuned up and find out what your squad is all about. This is an awesome test for UVA, the 2-time defending champs. Have a great opportunity to get out here and run with Team Canada and see what they got.
Absolutely. You look at the Virginia side of things with Lars Tiffany, they bring back that attack unit. Connor Schellenberger, Matt Moore, Peyton Cormier, guys that, of course, you know from late in the spring last year of making that run. And he always seems to get them peaking at the right time. Of course, the fall, just a part of that process.
Well, Coach Tiffany's doing a wonderful job at Virginia, and he's very well respected. And, you know, he's certainly not rebuilding on a year-to-year basis. He just reloads and got some great talent in there, and I expect them to do big things in the 2022 campaign.
Of course, Canada with a little bit of a different philosophy coming into this weekend, building up to the 2023 World Championships. Jeff Teed, of course, the name that sticks out. Jonathan Donville, another one of those names that you probably got familiar with. A couple of Cornell guys on this Canadian side.
Yeah, Jeff Teed's he's a flat-out baller. The kid can play the game. He's really talented. And, you know, I like what he does without the ball in his stick, so I'm going to keep a close eye on his movement and the way that he gets his hands free and gets open without the pill today.
He had a goal yesterday against Team USA, and we kicked everything off. The U.S. beating this Canadian men's national team 11-5. We'll see Team USA a little later on against this Virginia side. And Brett Dobson getting the starting goal for Canada. He came into the second half yesterday, allowed 4 goals, had 3 saves as well. And then the interesting thing now goes to the back end here for Virginia. It looks like Bobby Gavin getting the start. He did get a couple starts last year for Virginia in relief of Alex Rose. So we are off and ready. The whistle sounds, and you got that roll and start. International rules is what we're playing. You'll see the face-off guys adjust to that as the day goes on. It's Canada possession to start.
What you'll see out here today is just the game of lacrosse has evolved so much, and you see how good everybody is with their stick. It's just unbelievable. The ball moves from one guy to the next, usually accurate, right on the money every single time.
Shot by Dyson Williams, already stopped there by Gavin. A good start, always good as a goalie to get that first save under your belt. There's another shot, this time on the side of Virginia. That went off the pipe. It looks like Canada will get possession and now work to clear. Watch for Virginia, of course, as we know in the ride. That's something that Lars Tiffany told us prior to the game. They're working on even more. He said 2 years ago, you know, we were the best in the country, if not the, but one of the best. And last year we didn't do it as well. That's something they've worked on a lot this fall. So imagine their ride getting even better, the UVA side. Alex Simmons, right now a senior at Denver, playing for Matt Brown, the assistant coach. Good pass, and another stop, point blank by Gavin on Donville.
What a way to start the game for the UVA netminder. 2 big-time saves against some great shooters from Team Canada.
Nice check and takeaway there, though, on that side of the equation. And Owen Grant continues to try and get it into the offensive zone. We got a whistle.
Yeah, they got a trip there, and that's a good call.
Yeah, so you got Gavin in there right now, and this is a competition at Virginia. Alex Rode, of course, has moved on after winning a couple of titles. Matthew Nunes, the freshman from Texas, another one that, of course, we'll be keeping an eye on over the course of the day. He was the #1 goalie in the nation, according to Inside Lacrosse, a 2021 U.S. Lacrosse All-American. So he is someone to keep an eye on if we see him maybe in the second half of this one and maybe even later on today too. But right now it's all Gavin. Good move there in front. That one just going a little bit wide. Kluche getting himself free. Kluche took 4 shots yesterday, a couple turnovers against Team USA, unable to find the score sheet. Skip past to Kluche, he catches, he shoots, and is wide.
Scary power play right here, and man-up opportunity for Canada. Very talented with their stick work and stick skills. You see the tick-toe passing. They've had 3 or 4 good looks on this possession alone.
Oh, another nice look inside to Teat. Walker to T. Canada on the board. It's 1-0.
Yeah, like I was talking about, just tic-tac-toe passing, getting the ball in and out of one guy's stick onto the next, and then it's Teat at the back end of this place, a catch and finish. He's going to score that a high percentage of the time when he catches it in that area of the field, and that's an easy shot to the back of the net.
That's a guy you don't want to leave alone, and Canada doing a good job already on the man-up situation. Another face-off violation on Virginia, taking it right down and scoring is Inacio. So 2-0 Canada. Good start for Inacio too.
As the game of lacrosse continues to grow, the face-off, the X position has come that much more important, and you're starting to see more athletes play that position with even better stick skills than they did certainly when I played the game at a high level. So it really puts the defenseman in a tough position when you win a face-off draw out the front. Do I slide to the face-off coming down, or let him take that shot? That time UVA let him take the shot, and they chose wrong, and they made him pay.
Yesterday, Inacio went 9 for 18, and he didn't pick up maybe as many ground balls as he would have liked, as he won the clamp, I would say, a majority of the time against Team USA. And the wings for Team USA played really well in picking up some of those. So Inacio, you see the first few here today getting the possession in the hands of Team Canada quite often. Haven't seen a settled situation for Virginia yet. There's another shot and another score. Tanner Cook this time. It's 3-0 Canada. What a hot start.
They are certainly off and running. What a big body Tanner Cook is. Great stick position there when he had the ball in his stick, keeping his big frame in between the defenseman and his stick. He's able to get topside on his defenseman, then he cans one to the back of the net.
He had an assist yesterday against Team USA, making his senior team debut this weekend, and already Lars Tiffany's going to talk some things over. I don't know if they expected to see this onslaught for Canada, who maybe have a little bit more run under their belt after yesterday and now in quite the groove, as Tiffany's going to talk some things over. Timeout with 10:06 to go here in the first at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic on Lax Sports Network. Back live here in Sparks, Maryland. 3-0 already. Canada on top of Virginia. Don't forget, we saw Gavin make those 2 early saves. If he hadn't done that, then this would be even a little more out of hand early on. But just 5 minutes in, and of course, Lars Tiffany talking to his boys. They did scrimmage last weekend against Lehigh and Penn State. He did say he liked what he saw there, and now should have to adjust, of course, to the rules as well. I think that's what's going on at the face-off X for P.D. LaSala, going up against Inacio, who had a chance as Inacio, who will be at Ohio State coming up here. He got to do this yesterday too, don't forget. Hops that way out, and Virginia will recover. Sun is out right now, 76 degrees today here in Sparks, and possibly some storms expected a little later on. We'll see how that all impacts the day. Hopefully not too much. Is a breeze, about 10, 11 miles per hour.
Tom, if there's anything coming from upstate New York's way, there's certainly some storms rolling your way, my man.
Some rockers, Ryan, from what I understand. one from Connell Kumar goes all the way across, and that's a turnover for Virginia. So they get it into their stick and immediately turn it back over.
So cool that they do this fall classic, to be honest with you. You know, what an opportunity this is for Virginia to come out here. If you want to see what your weaknesses are as a team, a national team like Team Canada is certainly going to exploit those. So, you know, if you're Coach Tiffany, this is a great opportunity to come out here, get up on the field and find out what your squad's all about, and find out the things that you need to work on as a team as well.
Yeah, he was excited, you know, just to get out there. And like we said, it's the second time they've done this now. Another nice dish and another nice finish. That time Shane Jackson tallies the score. It's 4-0.
Well, straight talent behind the cage right here. When you got Jackson and Teat behind the cage, two of the very best attackmen in the game right now. Just playing a little two-man game, and Virginia got a little caught up and confused there, and Team Canada and Jackson makes them pay for the lack of switch and lack of communication behind the cage.
Jackson, a part of the silver medalist team for Team Canada back in 2018. They fell, of course, in the last second shot by Tom Schreiber there in Israel. Started his college career at OCC, moving on where he won a couple of those junior titles when OCC made that outstanding run, then finished things up at Limestone before having a nice pro career both in the box and field game. Nice, he's a great pro career, I should say. Walker, he has an assist today. We did see yesterday, in terms of Canada, sort of settle down a little bit more as the day went on. Another shot with the hands free for Walker. He hits the back of the net. It's 5-0 Canada. What a start.
What a start, what a shot. Walker, perfectly placed shot. Off stick side hip. And that is one thing about these Canadians that you're going to be able to understand and see when you watch them play. They're used to playing on the smaller nets, playing the box lacrosse game, and this is just a little mid-range riser, like I said, off stick hip, and he buries that one to the back of the net.
Yeah, Walker playing for his assistant at Denver, Matt Brown. Taylor Ray also a part of this Canadian coaching staff, and Matt Brown just raving about the season Walker had. He'll be back for 2022 at Denver as well, but they loved what he did out of the midfield this past season with Denver. Second on the team in points, led them in goals, third in assists, was really effective. Maybe quiet a little bit at times, and maybe should have been talked a little bit more about last year. As Virginia just can't seem that one was deflected, so they will keep possession here as they try and just get a shot on cage here at some point. It's been midway through this first.
Yeah, they got to definitely clean it up, take advantage of every opportunity that they're going to get here today.
There's a nice little pass, and that one once again is thwarted by the Canadian defense. You see Xander Dixon looking to get inside. He finds his way in there. That one bounces out and backed up by Virginia. Working a little pick game. Tough angle that time by Matt Moore. Hits the side of the cage. Collected by Dobson. Five minutes to go. 5-0 Canada. That was the first, I guess you could say, shot of the day. Coming out of the box, Ryan Smith scored yesterday. Virginia defense doing a good job here. Cade Sustad was so good for them down the stretch, named captain of this squad here in 2022. NCAA All-Tournament Team Player. Here's Tucker Mullen, one of the freshmen you're going to see for Virginia. Someone else you're going to want to watch throughout the day, Griffin Schutz. One of the top recruits coming in this year, and Laura Tiffany couldn't say enough about his impact. There's a pass, another shot looked like it went off the side, and also Dobson, I think, got a piece of that.
Virginia looks to be catching their groove a little bit here, getting a little bit more comfortable on the offensive end, starting to see a couple looks, a couple good shots on cage by them.
Here's Moore, the shot. That's a little wider, so now we are seeing that as finally they sort of settle in now to their offense, get some of that rhythm back after the onslaught from the Canadians. Here's Kumar. It is a running clock until the final 30 seconds of the first, second, and third quarters. Final 2 minutes, the clock will stop. Moore hounded there on the outside by Rees. And a whistle does sound here. It looked like that's going to go against Canada. Virginia should go man up. There you go. Overheard the referee on the field. It'll be a 1 minute man up penalty. See the slash there to the low to the leg on Canada. So Virginia will have this opportunity.
I did not see that call, and not sure where that one came from, but nonetheless, we're going to see a nice man up opportunity here by UVA.
That's what the fall is all about, just trying to work on some things, present some situations, right, Ryan? Even if you don't see them.
No doubt, even for the stripes, even for the ref.
Right, exactly. Here's Moore. Quick ball movement for Virginia. Big tomahawk chop from Virginia. Reagan Quinn gets Virginia's first.
Great heat to the upper part of the cage right there by Reagan Quinn. Not a lot of goalies are going to catch up with that one. That had some heat on it. Well-placed shot and a much-needed goal by UVA right there.
In Reagan Quinn's bio, Lars Tiffany is quoted as saying he can unload heat. That was some heat right there for the graduate student from Rockville Center. 5-1 now. Virginia finally, about 12 and a half minutes in, get on the board, and now they're starting to win some more faceoffs, as Ryan noted, getting a little bit more into their groove. We should note as well that for this matchup with Canada, they were planning on Virginia mixing things up a little bit more with maybe some ones and twos, a split squad feel, if you will, as this game goes on. US, I think they were planning on rolling out some of their starters and seeing how long they would last as that day went on. So at least for this matchup, we'll see what it looks like later on. That's the philosophy going into today.
Yeah, well, you're not going to win a world championship or a national championship in October, so you definitely want to see what you got, and that's the idea behind playing in this this game here today and the tournament that's presented by US Lacrosse. Great opportunity.
Yeah, that's basically what Canada's focused on themselves, is giving some guys new looks. There's a good look and a stop once again. A couple tries there. Will Corey unable to get that to go. Dobson doing a good job in goal. Here's Moore with the restart. Moore goes low, Moore finishes. A pretty one at that, 2 in a row for Virginia.
That's a big time goal right there. Great momentum getter, you know, to bring this back into a reasonable margin. Only down 5-2 now. Virginia's starting to get their flow a little bit, but this is just a textbook, you know, push to the left-hand side and then spin back and release so quick on the release. That's a great goal. But textbook footwork and the release of the shot was ideal for the situation.
4 goals, 2 assists in the championship last spring against Maryland for Matt Moore. He's a big game guy, and we saw him rise in the biggest moment. Quickly off the face-off goes Canada. That one stopped once again by Gavin, who's looked good in there. 15 on the clock here in the first, 5-2.
Gavin's looked excellent here today, really keeping him in it.
Here's Moore, hands free again. That one's off the stick of Dobson. Clock stops, 5 to go. Virginia has one last gasp that will bounce all the way on through. It actually stops here briefly. I think we had a quick whistle for the moment. Dixon with 1 second on the clock. And there's a flag down here as well. So still time left. Tyson Bell, you saw the official speaking with him here in this situation. Let's see what happens with Bell. Just throws
well, if you're coach, if you're Coach Brown in this situation with 1 second to go on the clock, there's no reason to get a flag out there in this situation, in this game right now. You're up 5-2. A little extra chatter as well. So, this is going to put Team Canada down and in the box and give UVA an awesome opportunity to score another G.
Yeah, I saw another flag fly there as Bell was running off the field. And Matt Brown go out and get him, like you said, RP. I mean, Bell wasn't happy with whatever went on there. So 1 second does expire, but Virginia will get the ball to start the second quarter. The first, though, is in the books. Canada with the first 5, Virginia with the next 2. Things are starting to even out and heat up here at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic in Sparks, Maryland. The second quarter coming your way next. Back live here, getting you ready for the second quarter at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic in Sparks, Maryland, alongside Ryan Powell. I am Tom Eschen, and bit of a seesaw there in the first, Ryan, with Canada scoring the first 5, Virginia the next 2, and Virginia a golden opportunity here in the second. They'll get possession thanks to that late penalty.
Yeah, great first quarter right there. Team Canada started out extremely hot, and UVA sticking around there. They battled with it. They're starting to get more comfortable on the offensive end. And like you were talking about, a golden opportunity here coming out to start the second quarter with a man-up opportunity.
Scored the last 2 goals by Quinn and Moore here today for Virginia. Shot fake and score! 3 in a row for Virginia, Xander Dixon.
Well, if you're Coach Tiffany, this is exactly how you wanted to come out and start the second quarter. You got a perfect opportunity on the man-up opportunity. Xander Dixon takes advantage of the situation and bangs one to the back of the net.
How about that fake, Ryan?
Little fake there and a great riser shot to the upper 90 of the cage. Great shot, great finish, and clawing back in the game.
A pretty one at that. Timeout, Canada. Virginia scores the first of the second. We'll be right back here in Sparks. Quick goal for Virginia here to start the second. They've scored the last 3 now. Xander Dixon, the redshirt junior from Greenwich, Connecticut, getting that last one. You see Bobby Gavin getting back out there here for Virginia. Made a couple nice saves in the first. He's played well. And now Virginia trying to keep this run going.
He certainly has played well. Both the goaltenders actually have been playing good. Gavin and Dobson have been excellent here through quarter and some change.
Both teams making the changes after the face-off, won by Inacio. After the whistle, of course. Here's Ethan Walker. Guarded here by Danny Parker, one of the short sticks for Virginia, the junior from Mount Sinai. Doing a good job here against Walker. Physical behind the cage. See Canada maybe using a little more time here. Don't forget, international rules here. No shot clock, so time is not of the essence. Instead, it can be used to the advantage of whoever wants to. George Fulton comes on the slide. Freshman defenseman, and now a flag flies and is in the weights while Canada tries to take advantage here with the free play. Teat takes it out, so that's when the whistle sounded. So there you go. The penalty is adjudicated accordingly, and looks like Canada will now have a chance to stop this Virginia run.
Yeah, this is when this team's scary right here, is when they get the man-up opportunity. I've said it a couple times here today, but just so talented with their sticks, and playing the indoor game sets up for man-up opportunities.
You can just watch Jeff Teat and see the feel he approaches the game with. It's so rare and special with the ball on the stick right now.
One of the most talented players that we got in the sport right now, for sure.
That's back out, another nice pass, and the finish. Walker is second of the day.
This excellent ball movement. Walker, great shot. Again, just perfectly placed shots. It put the goaltenders in such tough positions all the time to make saves. I don't care what goaltender's in there. When that shot is perfectly placed like that, off stick high, or off stick side rather, it really puts the goaltender in a tough spot to make a save in that situation. And Team Canada made them pay in that one right there.
Donville, was able to get the goal there. So Donville gets on the board for the first time here this weekend. He did take a shot yesterday, able to cash in today, the Cornell alum, I guess, if you will, now heading to Maryland there. How about that deep ball? Canada 2 in a row. Almost not even in your picture. What a beauty there from Joel Tinney.
Can you say hidden ball trick executed perfectly? Team Canada's tried this 3 or 4 times already today, but poor communication out of the UVA defense. They got to really focus in there. A little fake flip right here. The goaltender and the entire defense were fooled, and Dobson never saw that one, and they stung one to the back of the net.
Canada dialing up a hidden ball trick with a couple quick ones after the timeout. 7-3. Here comes LaSala taking the shot. The crafty Canadians pulling that one off here in the second quarter. Tinney had some heat on that ball from way out.
Pretty much had the entire goal to shoot at. Didn't need to be going that hard, but he certainly fired it in there pretty good.
Nice roll there, that time inside by Moore. Deflected up and away. 7-3. Nice little surge here from Canada after Virginia's run. It'll be Quinn to restart here. He has a goal today, the graduate student from Rockville Center. Backs his way in. Works his way back out at the short stick matchup. Tried to exploit that against Holden Garnett. Dixon. Like they do have Bell hung up here. Another shot there, low, looked like it went just off the pipe. Good job by Dobson of sticking there and able to make sure that didn't go in. Canada gets a stop, long offensive possession by Virginia.
You talked about, Tom, about, Canada scoring a couple after the surge by UVA. You know, my experience playing against Team Canada, these guys never go away. The word that you know, comes to mind when I think about them and their program and the types of players that they have is steady. So I don't care if they're up 5 or they're down 5. They're not going to change, and they're just going to keep playing rock steady, and they play the game at an extremely high level.
Kluche using that body. Kluche with a low shot, just wide. Kluche still trying to find his first point of the weekend. Ryan Smith, he had a goal yesterday. Works his way into the middle and shoots high and scores. 8-3, Canada. Ryan Smith with his second of the weekend.
Great individual effort right here by Smith. Frees up his hands just with a little stutter and go move. So he's got that ball, becomes a threat to score right there. A little stutter, gets to the middle of the field, which as a great shooter, you're always trying to get to the middle of the field. It increases your angle. You can shoot at all 4 corners. He gets his hands free and he cans one to the back of the net. That's a great goal. Nice finish by Ryan Smith.
You see some of that experience come out with Smith just graduating from Robert Morris. We had such a prolific career there up against the freshman in Will Inderlead for Team Virginia. That's a little bit what you get here in a matchup like this. Some of those cagey veterans. You know, you see guys like Joel Tinney, and they're going up against, you know, 18, 19-year-olds. What a way to learn if you're Virginia, I guess is one way to put that too.
No doubt about it. This, you know, like I said, this is an awesome opportunity for Virginia to find out what this 2022 squad is going to be all about. Great opportunity for them to come together, play against the top talent in the world, and find out where their weaknesses are and the things that Coach Tiffany wants to be working on in practice moving forward.
And that's the thing about Virginia. I mean, they're never going to go through a regular season, in my mind, and just blow everybody out. That's not the type of program that they have. They'll play some close games. They might drop a couple. That's what they did last year. And 2019, remember, they had all those overtime wins. And it just feels like they try to make sure that the best guys are playing their best in May, and at the end, that's what is most important at the end of the day. And this is just a part of that process here this fall.
Absolutely, you're going to see teams drop games here and there, especially with the parity in college lacrosse right now. There's so many programs that are now elevated and playing the game at such a high level. So there's going to be a lot of very good battles in the upcoming season.
Here's Moore looking outside to Corey. Garlent stops him there.
Great defense.
Garlent, member of the Saskatchewan Rush of the NLL. Played in this Fall Classic a couple years ago. Last time these two teams met. Here's Dixon. Grant picks him up. Dixon, a little swim. Dixon goes backhand and scores! Woo-hoo! Xander Dixon, second of the day.
Now, you want to talk about a highlight goal? Are you kidding me with this? This is just beautiful. Send this over to Sports Center. Unbelievable. That's the best goal that I've seen this fall, no doubt about it. Awesome stutter and go from behind the cage. Great footwork. Frees up his hands. A little backhander. Flip to the upper 90. He's got rope. What a shot.
And I loved Ryan. I loved what led up to that too. You know, the entire move, and you could tell he was setting that up the entire time. That was sweet.
Yeah, that was certainly sweet. Best goal this fall, no doubt. Perfectly placed too. That thing stuck up in the upper 90, hung there for a couple seconds, and then it dropped down to the back of the net. Big time goal.
So Dixon gets his second. And like I talked about, you go through the Virginia roster, and it's so great to look through those bios and see what, you know, Lars said, Tiffany has to say about each guy each year. And slippery is what he said about Dixon. How about that? I mean, to a T, that was a slippery goal by Dixon. a penalty in the aftermath on Canada, so Virginia gets another opportunity. That shot stopped by Dobson. Cormier getting his first look at goal today. Here comes Canada in transition. Will Grant look for it? He does! A pole goal! 9-4 Canada, Owen Grant.
The long stick midi, Owen Grant comes down. Great handle with the rock. Gets past that point defenseman for UVA. And he just dunks that one to the back of the net. I've been very, very impressed with the poles for Canada. Long stick poles and the close defense as well. They've been doing a great job with their footwork, playing defense. Excellent job on the clears, getting the ball off the turf. All around solid effort out of Team Canada and their long sticks.
Yeah, Owen Grant, someone that Matt Brown said they were looking forward to seeing more from here this weekend. The Delaware senior now, and gets a big goal here to increase Canada's lead. 9-4, 3:28 to go here in this first half. We got a timeout on the field here in Sparks, Maryland. Lars Tiffany talking things over with his Virginia side as Canada leads 9-4 back here live at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic in Sparks, Maryland, alongside Ryan Powell. Tom Eschen here with you. 3:30 to go here in this first half. The Canadian men's national team doing a good job bouncing back from yesterday's loss to Team USA. A great start here today.
They really look sharp, you know, both on the offensive and the defensive end, getting great play out of Dobson and Cage, and all-around team effort right now, and they look extremely sharp.
You can tell they played yesterday. You know, these national teams don't have as much time, of course, to get together and play, but they're already clicking a lot more than we saw against Team USA. And we saw that over the course of last night's game, but you see that even more here today. They get possession here, coming out of the timeout. Teat tries to get that to Donville, his former teammate. Donville can't handle it. Dives to run it down. Picked up by Moore. Got a couple pulls here on the side for Virginia. That one picked up eventually by Weyer. That one's still bobbling around. Huge scramble here. Salama is involved. The flag flies.
I'm not sure what he's complaining about right now. He's got to get over there and go to the penalty box because there was no doubt about that.
He didn't pick it up initially, and then a couple of orange shirts came in, and I think some frustration was let out on those. So Salama will head to the box, and Virginia will get the man up. 2:26 to go in the half here. These man up, man down situations, something that Lars Tiffany said they wanted to improve on from a year ago. Win the national championship a couple times, but still have things to work on. Ball movement continues. That one, I think, went off the stick there of Cam Wires. Didn't make it to the goal. Dobson's way out. A good stop there by Canada.
Great stop. Excellent execution on the man-up opportunity out of UVA. Great passing, good ball movement, and produced a really high-quality shot. So if you're a coach, you'd be very happy with the outcome of that possession. I know it didn't result in a goal, but excellent ball movement and shot to end that power play opportunity.
It took an unbelievably great individual play by Wires there to stop that shot. Wires a senior at Loyola at the moment. Matt Brown said he's still giving him nightmares, Wires, from when they matched up in the NCAA tournament. Brown's Denver side and Wires for Loyola.
These coaches never forget. They never forget, man.
looks like Canada's going to work for the last shot here. We'll see if the officials call a stall warning. That is part of the international rules as well. Got to keep it in the box once that is called. Walking around with it here is Simmons. That, of course, at the official's discretion here in the international game. Of course, we're so used to the shot clock now at a variety of levels. Teat with 8. They work it out, get it back around. Walker to the left side. The shot bounces off the stick of Gavin, up into the air. Time expires here in the first half. What a first half for both these goalies, Gavin and Dobson, but it is Team Canada. A 9-4 lead after the first 2 quarters in the books here, Ryan. And what a half for Canada, and Virginia started to get their rhythm going.
Yeah, absolutely. Great first half. You know, like we talked about, great opportunity for Virginia, but Team Canada looked extremely sharp on both ends of the field. We saw a really solid play out of both of the goalies on both ends of the field, and it was a great first half of lacrosse.
Yeah, absolutely competitive and up and down first half at that. Canada a 9-4 lead over Virginia. This is the first game of 4 we have for you today, and of course this second half will be coming your way. But first, halftime here on Lax Sports Network. Just getting settled for the third quarter here at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic from Sparks, Maryland. You're watching live on Lax Sports Network alongside Ryan Powell. I am Tom Eschen. Canada a 9-4 lead over the 2-time defending national champion Virginia after a pretty good first half. I know it's 9-4 at the moment. We did see Virginia start to settle in, and we saw some highlight reel goals too, Ryan.
Yeah, we saw a very good first half of lacrosse. Team Canada looked extremely sharp. If you're Coach Matt Brown, you got to be extremely pleased with the execution out of your squad, especially with the man-up opportunities that they had. They're also getting great goaltending play. And then Virginia, on the other hand, they got to clean it up a little bit on the offensive end, a couple unforced turnovers, and not always producing high-quality shots. So against Team Canada and playing against the best in the world, you certainly need to capitalize on every opportunity that you get, and that's what I'll be looking for here in the second half.
New goalie for Virginia is Matthew Nunes, the freshman from the Woodlands, Texas. #1 goalie in the nation, according to Inside Lacrosse, coming in. #3 overall prospect, and here he is at Virginia starting in the second half. Bobby Gavin did a great job, though, in the first. Oh, good passing once again, and how about that for Nunes? Point blank.
I'm not sure right now that Nunes can take this all in and let it process. You're playing against Team Canada.
Walker goes low, Nunes goes down with him, and Virginia gets a couple early stops. Canada had a couple good looks there.
No doubt about it. I mean, you'd think you'd come out and have some jitters going, but certainly not for Nunes. He looks sharp right there, 2 point-blank saves. And what a way to start your fall career here at UVA.
Welcome to the big leagues. So Virginia with the 4 first half goals, 4 different goal scorers, and excuse me, 3 different goal scorers. Xander Dixon had 2, Matt Moore with 1, Quinn had 1 as well. Jack Simmons here running out of the midfield in this second half. Muscling his way there on the inside. Backed up by Virginia.
Virginia had some good success with a little 2-man game behind the cage. Whoa.
Open space for Simmons. He saw green, he took it. Virginia on the board here, 2 minutes into the second.
Just a straight speed dodge, and you can tell right here in this situation, Team Canada, a little miscommunication. No one picked up the ball carrier. That should never happen, with Simmons being able to get right in front of the cage right there, untouched, and be able to bury one to the back of the cage. So like I said, poor communication out of Team Canada in that situation. Simmons takes advantage of it on an easy dunk in front of the cage.
A senior here, played in 10 games last season with a start, former Under Armour All-American coming out of high school. 9-5 now, lead down to 4. I feel like this is going to tighten up here in the second half quite a bit after Canada jumped out to that early 5-0 lead, though it's been pretty even since then.
Yeah, you say that, but one comment that I made earlier too, that goal right there is not going to faze Team Canada. They are steady. They're as steady a group of guys as you can find.
Our first look here at Connor Schellenberger here in 2021, the fall season. That's off the pipe.
That looked like it might have went in, hit the crossbar and went down. I thought from my angle here, it looked like it hopped behind the goal line. But nonetheless, the officials out there today think differently than I do, and we play on.
Jeff Connor also making his first appearance of the day. So Schellenberger making his presence known here, the most outstanding player of the 2021 NCAA tournament. Welcome to the game. A loud welcome at that. Simmons had someone on him this time, but that pick was an illegal one, so we'll go back over to Canada. Bounce through. Teddy Leggett. Don't see as much rotation for Canada. They don't have as many players here. They also have an eye on next weekend's Super Sixes event. So some guys will be playing in that. A couple doing double duty. Dobson, Cloutier, Teat also doing the sixes. But Canada with a refined approach to how they're going to tackle that discipline and trying to work on that this weekend too. Of course, Canada also here without guys like Josh Byrne, Dane Smith, Zach Currier, trying to get a look at some of these other players, also with an eye to the NLL season, which is starting up here in a couple months. Cloutier tries to muscle his way in, gets fouled on that way in. So Canada will have a man up.
Cloutier being persistent, trying to get himself in front of the cage and get a shot off there, draws the penalty. And now if you're UVA, you got to get those sticks in the passing lane. You got to have great communication. Your rotation better be sharp. And Nunes better be ready to make another big-time save, because this is really where Team Canada is extremely deadly for teams when they get the man-up opportunity. So I expect a high-quality shot coming here very soon.
Pass up on top, continuing to work it around now. 5 minutes into this third. Cloutier. Get the shot up and over the cage. And who's got the backup? And they give that to Canada. Tate working a two-man game with Ryan Smith. Tate feeding to the middle, the shovel shot from Cloutier. Back to even strength, 9 minutes to go. A step down, shot and score. So Canada, after even strength and the man up, able to notch goal number 10 on the day.
Great ball movement right here, getting the defense to slide. You get it back to Teat, who's got great vision, hands free behind the cage. And that's just a pass that's right on the money, steps right into it, and buries one to the back of the net. Launch Barry. Big time goal.
Launch Barry, a big time player, had a goal and an assist yesterday, making his senior team debut this weekend. Had a huge career at Richmond, will be there again this upcoming spring, taking his grad year.
How about how good college lacrosse is getting? I mean, this is just so exciting. You got player after player on the national team, but also still got a couple years left in college. just shows you the level of lacrosse is at an all-time high level right now, and it's a lot of fun, great to watch. Exciting times for our sport.
You know, it's cool because, of course, we know who the powers are in the lacrosse world, but then you got guys like Lanchbury who, you know, setting all the records at Richmond and also competing for the national team too, and sort of a testament to that talent that comes not just from the big wigs of the world. That one, the pass from Teat to Donville, body save by Nunes. Picked back up by Teat, he takes a shot at it. The flying shot for Courier is good. One motion, Air Courier, how about that?
No doubt about it. Right place, right time by Courier down low. Setting up before this goal, though, man, you gotta like Nunes and Cage. Two big-time saves again on this possession right here. But Courier catches and finishes to cap this thing off. Like I said, right place, right time. But watching Nunes, he's going to do big things wearing orange and blue down in Charlottesville.
He's looked pretty confident so far here. Courier, if that we were using the college rules, I believe he would have fallen into that arc inside the arc. That probably wouldn't have been a goal in college, but playing international rules, so it's 11-5. But Virginia's got a pretty decent goalie competition going on between Gavin and Nunes here. We saw Gavin played really well. We complimented him all first half, despite the fact Canada puts him on the board, but he made some good saves. Nunes already doing that here in his first 7-8 minutes.
He sure did. Gavin looked sharp in the first half. Nunes, I like, he's a big body in there and plays with a lot of confidence. I really like what I see out of him here in the start of the second half. Excellent goalie, and like I said, I think he's going to have a great career for UVA.
11-5, Canada with a lead here. This is Griffin Schutz, like I mentioned, that freshman. They're very high on. You can see it's big body, 6'3", 220. Goes to work. Schellenberger, a little spin. Here comes a slide by Grant.
Good matchup here.
Schutz, he gets it squirts away. Joel Tinney there, able to get the cause turnover. Back goes to Canada. Here comes the pull. Grant looking for number 2. And one in the first half. A little wide there. He'll get back on defense, and Dyson Williams will restart. Comes Courier out of the box. He'll initiate from the top here. Williams over to Teat, guarded by Kastner. Good matchup here. Teat goes with a skip. Trying to get back into Teat. That one flies free. I don't think that was a shot anyway. It will go the way of Virginia. Less than 4 to play here in this third. Canada's got a couple. Virginia has 1 in this frame.
I'd like to see a little bit more two-man game behind the cage out of UVA. Really had some success in the first half with that, and I haven't seen a lot of it here in the second half just yet. But I love their attack. I love attacking behind the cage in the two-man game. It's forced Canada into some tough communication in the pick and roll situations, but they haven't gotten into that set too much here in the second half just yet. But I'd like to see them get back to it and find some success like they did in the first half.
Bit of a different mix of guys here in the second half too for Virginia, as was the plan going in. Try to give everybody a little bit of taste. Simmons, the toughness, and the clear. Now Virginia gets possession. How about a 6'3", 220 freshman, Ryan? I mean,
that's a big boy. That's a big boy.
Going up against Rylan Rees here. It's Schutz. Couple steps, a shot, score, Patrick McIntosh.
Well, Schutz really sets this goal up right here. He draws a lot of attention. The big body pushes left side, and then Patrick McIntosh is the recipient of a nice pass right on his stick. He's able to shoot with time and room, and it's a well-placed shot, and it's got a lot of heat on it, so there's not a lot of netminders that are going to be able to stop that one. Perfectly placed, off stick low. Big-time goal by UVA. Schutz sets it up. McIntosh delivers.
Abel Braun wins that face-off. He's coming and taking most here in the second half. Like what he's done so far this fall and providing sort of a counterpoint to P.D. LaSalle, who, as we know, has been entrenched as the face-off man here for Virginia for a couple of years. But Braun, the sophomore, doing a pretty good job so far here today, too.
These guys work so hard at it, Tom, the face-off. It's, you know, such a specialized position now, so it's a lot of fun to see how much it's evolved. Along with the talent in the game of lacrosse, the face-off position in particular certainly comes along with that. There's so many great pros that are now giving back to the game, doing position-specific training for face-off guys alone. There's different showcases for face-off players alone. And so it's pretty exciting, but it goes to show you how important that aspect of the game of lacrosse is.
Timeout there for Canada. I think that was due to the fact they were about to be offside. And we will take a break. 41 seconds to go here. Canada leading 11-6 over Virginia here at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic on Lax Sports Network. Welcome back here to Sparks, Maryland. Don't forget to stick with us all day long. This is just the first of 4 games we'll have for you coming up at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when we'll see the national champions on the women's side, Boston College, take on Team Canada. And can't wait to see what Boston College has in store. And we'll see Team USA take on the both men and the women, Virginia and BC, later on today as well. But so far, 11-6, 44 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Time out there for Canada right before the break, as they looked like they were trying to avoid an offside call. So Matt Brown doing his thing, taking that timeout and making sure they're set and ready to go. Here we go with Teat. Claire works that now to Walker. Back to Leclerc. Leclerc gets a bit free. Inside goes Leclerc for the score. Leclerc's first of the weekend makes it 12-6.
When you're playing against Team Canada, the one thing that you can't do is chase sticks. They chased the stick of Leclerc, tried to get a little over the head check there at the end, and he's going to make you pay. A little twister shot by number 44 to the back of the net. He's got rope. Big time goal. Don't chase the sticks of Team Canada, ever.
We talk about those stick skills, Ryan, and of course the box background. Leclerc picked by the San Diego Seals for the 4th pick in the 2020 NLL draft. Looking forward to seeing if he can make an impact for them here as they return to play coming up in December. Another takeaway by Canada. Now we got another pole out and running. Tanner Cook, excuse me, that was Rylan Rees. And the final seconds tick off the clock. Canada doubling up Virginia here. It's 12-6, 3 quarters in the books. We'll see if Virginia has anything to say about that in the 4th. We'll take a break and bring it right back to you here at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic, live from Sparks, Maryland on LSN. The final quarter about to get underway here in Sparks, Maryland at the USA Lacrosse Fall Classic alongside Ryan Powell. I am Tom Eschen. Canada doubling up Virginia here. 12-6 is the score. Like you said, you've been saying it, Ryan. Canada just keeps on coming. Relentless so far against this Virginia team who's shown flashes and now looking to finish things strong in this fourth with another game coming for them later on today too.
Yeah, absolutely. They look really sharp right now. You know, I didn't think it was a great third quarter out of Team Canada. A little bit sloppy, and the ball movement was not as sharp it was in quarter one or quarter two. But nonetheless, they're a steady group of guys, and they're not going anywhere. I expect a big fourth quarter out of them as well.
Here's Ryan Smith, has a goal today, had one yesterday, and muscle his way in. Once again, goes to the middle, finds his hands free. Saw him use that move earlier and scored a goal.
Yeah, he sure does. He gets to the middle of the field with the best of them, gets his hands free. He's fired off a shot earlier that he scored on and just missed the net on that one.
As you see Teat looking for Williams in the middle there. That, though, will go against Canada, and quickly picking it up is Virginia, trying to look for transition opportunity here. John Islar.
Tom, during the break, you're talking about the player that got picked up by the San Diego Seals, and, you know, talking about the game of lacrosse and the parity in college lacrosse. It's also really cool to see this great game spread to the West as well. San Diego and Coach Matt Brown out in Denver. And, you know, I remember my years of playing for the Portland Lumberjacks. So special, so great. Not only parity in the game now, a lot of guys playing the game at a high level, but it's so cool to see the westward expansion as well.
Yeah, and those World Championships for the men's teams will be in Los Angeles in 2023. And I did ask Matt Brown about that, the Canadian men's national team coach. That was moved from Coquitlam and down to LA. And he said, yeah, that, you know, we know that World Lacrosse is going to promote it and make sure that it has the platform the sport deserves. So he was all about the fact that, yes, he wished it was, of course, on their home soil, but knows that the opportunity awaits in Los Angeles, of course, with the Olympics in mind down the road here too in 2028, to have those World Championships in 23 in LA.
I had the opportunity to play with Coach Brown when I was in Portland on the Lumberjacks. Great guy, great teammate, and you know, so happy to see his development as a coach at the NCAA level, and, you know, I expect big things and a huge career out of him moving forward.
Teat almost has that taken away. Good defense by Kastner, and instead it gets inside off the bit of unsettled situation, and Courier's got his second.
Josh Courier, number 27 for Team Canada, is able to finish that one off. Teat, excellent ground ball, picks it up off the turf, great vision. That's one thing that we know about number 5. When he's got the ball in his stick, his eyes are up and he sees the field as good as anybody out there in the sport right now. So finds Courier on the backside for an easy dunk.
It's so nice this summer to watch Teat in the PLL, because of course we have been robbed of Teat the last couple years. You know, of course the Ivy League not playing, so Teat unable to find a landing spot or whatever he wanted to choose after that. Of course we saw some of those guys move on. Michael Sowers, of course, T.D. Erlin finding a place to play, but Teat not playing with Cornell, of course not playing at all. So seeing Teat go to the Atlas and win that Rookie of the Year, now you get to see him again. He makes the sport better, you know.
No doubt about it. Great player, and excellent picking the ball off the ground, understanding of the game, lacrosse IQ, and what I've mentioned several times here today, watching him play, his vision is excellent. He's capitalized and put his teammates in a great position to finish off some shots because of the excellent feeds that he's provided.
My count, he's got 3 assists today. That could be on the low end of the spectrum, 4 points as well. And he's got places that he likes to work from as a flag flies, so a free player for Canada. But he has places he likes to be, but at the same time, he kind of can hit you from everywhere, Teat.
No doubt about it. All-around player. You know, he's good without the ball. He's good with the ball.
Easy shot and a score. Smith gets his second. With a flag down, too.
Yeah, puts you in a tough spot. You know, you got that kind of time and room for Ryan Smith.
Dyson Williams, my apologies.
So Williams, you know, I think that puts Nunes certainly in a tough spot. You know, you're about 12 yards out. You got a cannon for a shot, and you know how to place the ball. So that's going to be a goal a high percentage of the time. So he takes a rip and tells Nunes to turn and rake that one out of the back of the cage.
Williams, of course, at Duke University, a Hill Academy product where he was a team captain there. And, of course, that's quite the honor at such a prestigious prep institution.
Oh, they've done an unbelievable job. You know, Brody Merrill's somebody that I consider a very good friend from my years playing in the sport, a great guy. Him and his brother Patrick have done an unbelievable job up there, and you know, they've elevated the lacrosse, certainly field lacrosse, to the next level up in Canada in the Toronto area. So that very well known and prestigious school like you talked about.
That time that was Ryan Smith going off the pipe. Picked up by Walker. Out to Leclerc. Couple steps, the shot, and the score. Cloutier finally finds the back of the net here on the second day for Canada.
I've said this several times today, but I just cannot get over the placement that these shooters hit. I mean, they're looking at their mark and they're delivering perfect shots every single time. So it's the experience that they get from the indoor game, and the goaltender's wearing the big gear, and you don't have a lot of room for air. So again, right there, perfectly placed off stick side. And again, tells Nunes, turn and rake that one out. That was a quick hitter there, back-to-back goals for Team Canada, and they certainly continue to look sharp here today.
That pass by Ignacio looked like it was knocked down by Paul Rodriguez. Speaking of Los Angeles, he's an LA native. About midway through this fourth, 15-6. Canada with a really good start here to this fourth quarter. Get it way out in transition after that long pass, and there's Williams again, his second in a row.
Excellent clear, tic-tac-toe. Williams on the receiving end of that one. Again, he is set up with a ton of time, a ton of room, puts Nunes in a really tough spot, and Williams cans that one to the back of the cage. Nice lefty overhand to the low part of the cage, and an excellent finish. Canada is certainly rolling right now.
Yeah, they're feeling it and not letting the foot off the gas here. 16-6. Bouncing back nicely after falling to Team USA yesterday, but looks a little bit more crisp today as well. Job there by Brown, getting initially the ball, the ground ball after the face-off, but taken away by Canada once again. Haven't seen a lot of Virginia on offense this quarter, if at all, I don't think.
I don't remember it being down there too much. I agree with you. So Canada's definitely controlling the tempo. Yeah. Smart play by Teat to pull that one out. He had maybe a little bit of numbers, but just with the situation that they're in, a nice lead and executing so well on the 6-on-6. Smart play by him to settle things down and get a good set here on the offensive end.
Yeah, I believe the one time Virginia had it, that was Griffin Schutz who went into the crease. That was all waved off, so that was really the only possession I can remember here in this fourth quarter. Teat now working it over the middle of Lansbury. Teed into the middle. Donville, tight space, up and over the crossbar. Donville, the recent #1 pick of Panther City in the NLL draft. He'll play at Maryland here for one final season of college ball before heading there. Teet from behind, coming in to get him. Sculieri, another shot. Flag goes up. Less than 5 minutes to go in this fourth. Canada taking their time on their offensive end, just trying to get a good look, and they've drawn some fouls accordingly too. So they'll now go a man up.
They will go man up here, and this is certainly a good spot for Team Canada. I've mentioned that a few times today, but they are extremely proficient in the man up situations because of their stick skills, because of their unselfishness, because of their shot selection, and because of their shot placement.
And a little tricky here. Shane Jackson goes behind the back there. Williams into the middle, all the way over to Donville. Jackson, the pass, the shot just a little wide there by Cook. And it will be Virginia coming back out with it. So there's a bit of a win for Virginia, stopping Canada on the man up, trying to take some positives, especially heading into later on here today when Virginia takes on Team USA. I mean, you got to imagine these last 4 minutes kind of important when you look ahead to later on, right?
Absolutely. I think they're all important, you know, and we've talked about it today, but this is an awesome opportunity for UVA to come out here, work on different aspects of their game. It's a learning opportunity, learning situation. National championships are not one in the fall time. They're looking to gel as a unit, try out some new faces, and see really what they got, what their weaknesses are, what they need to work on, what they need to continue to be working on in practices. And this is an awesome opportunity for them.
Drawing a penalty there, doing a nice job at that. Mike Harmeyer, flag down. So he got it behind that restraining line. So that's when the whistle blows here in international lacrosse. And now Virginia will get an opportunity at a man up, 3:19 to go. It's a 1 minute penalty at that.
What a job Lars Tiffany has done at Virginia, huh? I mean, just unbelievable. Back-to-back titles, and he's got the program playing at an extremely high level, bringing in some of the best recruits in the country. He's got a good staff there, and he's an amazing coach.
And it felt like over the years they've sort of had, you know, always these great recruiting classes and never were able to put it together, and now they have, you know, making that connection to the end of the year and finding the magic, if you will. All the way coast to coast. How about Teddy Leggett?
How about Teddy Leggett? Awesome. Individual effort going coast to coast. Couple of orange and blue guys all over him, maintains possession of the ball, and then capitalizes with a nice shot here to finish it off.
Leggett, a Lehigh University now grad student. He'll play the year here in 2022, this coming spring. Three-time All-Patriot League player there. He was a part, and we talked about the Hill Academy earlier, Ryan, that they beat the USA U19 team in 2017 in one of these sort of exhibition games. So we talk about that Hill Academy. A lot of guys from Team Canada came out of that program, you know, headed by Brody Merrill.
Absolutely. They're getting, you know, the top talent to attend the Hill Academy, and, you know, what they're doing for the sport of lacrosse, and like I said, in particular, field lacrosse, for a lot of Canadian players is simply unmatched right now.
Another shot there, stopped up high. David Rossell in there now for Virginia. So we've got about a minute and a half here, Ryan, before this one's all said and done. What do you want to see from Virginia? They'll have a little bit of a different look against Team USA a little later on today. What do you think they'll have to do a lot better, of course, to compete with that obviously outstanding squad?
Absolutely. You know, I think that Virginia's played a pretty good game here today. They're not getting as many possessions of the ball. You know, so you got to win face-offs, you got to get ground balls, you got to get stops on the defensive end, and you certainly can't have unforced turnovers when you're playing the talent that we're watching them match up against today. But, you know, let's keep in mind, you know, UVA's a college squad. They're playing against a lot of professional players now that are playing at the top of the game. And it's a big challenge for them, not only in this game, but they will be challenged against Team USA as well, who's got an extremely talented roster.
5 points for Teat now after that goal. Looking forward to bringing Team USA and Virginia to you a little bit later on today. And as you can see, things are getting a little darker, which we are hoping for the best here when it comes to the weather in Sparks, but we'll keep an eye on that for you as the day goes on. Might see some rain here come into the fold here this afternoon. That one taken away. Just hasn't been a great fourth quarter for Virginia offensively. Some empty trips.
Got a couple different looks out there. You know, they got a little personnel, trying some different things.
And there's maybe something a little different. A goal. Virginia finally finds the scoreboard here in the fourth quarter with 24 seconds to play. It's 18-7.
Great shot. Schellenberger got some time and room. Straight up cannon. About a three-quarter way shot. He finds the back of the net. So you talked about it, Tom. You know, finishing off here today with a little bit of momentum, thinking about Team USA a little bit later on this afternoon. That's something positive right there, something positive to grab from, pull from, to take into the next matchup.
I'd imagine we'll see a lot more of Connor Schellenberger later on today. I think that we'll have a steady dose of one of the best players in the country after being one of the top recruits in the country and had his coming out party as a freshman here, as the rain begins to fall a bit with a few seconds to go here on the clock. Virginia trying to make every second count here. Our next game will be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's the Canadian women's national team. They will take on Boston College. Then you'll see these men's teams. The Virginia team will take on Team USA. That is coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern today. And then the women for Team USA will take on DC 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that's what your afternoon looks like. One final shot that is gobbled up by Drake Porter, and that will do it here. Canada with an 18-7 victory over Virginia, bouncing back after falling to Team USA yesterday. Really an all-encompassing effort from the Canadians here, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Canada looked extremely sharp today. They did it with unselfish play, tic-tac-toe passing, and I was extremely impressed with the accuracy of their shooting all day. Didn't really give the Virginia netminders much of an opportunity.
As for Virginia, we saw a couple of highlight reel goals from Xander Dixon as they sort of worked into things at the beginning of the first, but then were able, of course, to have some struggles and some high points and low points against Canada in that first and second half as well. But that'll do it here for our coverage from this game. Tune back in for the women's game coming up later on today here on Lax Sports Network.